Blog Talk Radio.
Coming at you live. It is Buzzworthy Radio, where you can get the latest buzz on all your favorite shows and stars. Buzzworthy starts now.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Buzzworthy Radio here on this Tuesday, July 27th, 2010. It's 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 p.m. Pacific time here on blogtalkradio.com and on buzzworthyradio.net. I'm your host, Novell J. Lee. Sorry about the little tardiness getting here, back here to the studio. There was an accident on our road, and it blocked the roadway, so I had to actually take a longer distance home. But we made it here. We officially made it here. I definitely didn't want to miss out on this because we got on all my children's Wittrock. Oh my God! Hello, I can't speak. That's basically how bad this accident was. I can't talk. Finn Wittrock is here, joining us on the line. Going to be joining us on the line in just a few moments. As soon as I get the switchboard loaded up, we'll bring him on the line, and he's actually with us right now.
Hello. Hello.
What's up?
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming on, man. It was great having you here.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. I was not in the accident, so that's a plus.
Could be worse.
That's right. It could be worse. I mean, I could have been in an accident. My car could have been totaled. I could have been totaled. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just look at it that way. But at least we're here. You're here. We got you on the line. Everything's all good. It's all gravy. Drink some Kool-Aid. Let's go. Kind of a feeling.
All right.
I'm happy. So let's talk about this character that you play on the show. You play Damon Miller, who we found out maybe about a few months ago that he is Tad Martin's son.
Yeah.
When he first came on the scene, I thought he was a rebel without a cause kind of deal, and it turns out maybe I'm wrong to make that assumption because he doesn't seem so bad. But
he's got a cause somewhere.
He's got a cause. What's his cause?
I think his cause is to try and figure out his own self so he can fit into a family.
Okay.
But he's still a bad boy at heart.
Well, of course. I mean, come on. Bad boys are awesome to play. I mean, what are you talking about here? I mean,
you can't get too nice.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is the first scene I see you in. Is basically you're in the Pine Valley Hospital and you're looking like you're taking drugs out of the cabinet. That's pretty much my first scene. I'm going and this is basically me sitting here going like, all right, Dad, he's actually stealing some drugs. That's awesome.
Yeah. Damon found his way into that hospital numerous times, working there and stealing drugs from there, making out with girls there, but also he got into an accident while he was texting and driving, and found himself.
Yeah, and speaking of accidents, since I was at one, speaking of accidents, there you go.
Yeah, that guy could have been texting. Yeah, Oprah would be very mad. Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably you on the road texting, and you got into the accident. That's what caused it for me to be late, dude. I'm serious.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's
what the hell,
really
man?
Important. It's really important.
You really want me to stick down on you right now? Come on.
Yeah, I had to text it right that moment. I was,
All right. All forgiven. All forgiven. Except don't text and drive. All right. Just my advice.
Don't text and drive, kids.
And basically now I've been tuning in. Again, your character's great, and now all of a sudden I'm seeing that your character is getting fed placebos by Liza, who's played by the deliciously hot Jamie Luner. He's like giving you. Yes, of course. I wouldn't say it wasn't true. Come on. Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely a different turn in the storyline here. I'm like, what did I miss? Because I haven't watched in like a couple of weeks. So right now I'm like backtracking, and that's pretty much what I'm into right now. Is seeing this. I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened here?
Yeah, well, a few months ago, Damon was diagnosed with ADHD, which kind of explained why he was going off the fritz and why he was kind of not being able to focus. And there was also some emotional problems tied to that, too. And so he started to kind of get his life back on track. And go to therapy and start taking these meds. And recently he stopped taking them, and was actually able to communicate better with Colby because he was able to, because it's about inhibition with ADHD, and he found that he actually felt like more of himself, and so he stopped taking them. And around that same time, on a whim, he kissed Liza very quickly and out of the blue, and didn't expect it to happen, but they were kind of in a hug, and he just got excited and kissed her. So that was pretty bad of him to do. But, I think it really was like something spur of the moment that he was just like did. But since then, Liza's been trying to kind of sabotage that and take advantage of his impulsivity and his kind of lack of care or his destructiveness, And so she's been getting sugar pills from David Hayward, Tic Tacs, and like that look the same as his pills, and so he's been taking those. And so while he thinks he's on his meds, he's actually off of his meds. And so that's explaining some of his behavior, I think.
Ah, okay. Well,
it's complicated.
A little complicated, but I'm like, wow, I just got schooled on exactly what it is in like less than like 10 minutes. So exactly what I missed in the past week and a half. There it is. And I'm like, geez, what's gonna happen when Colby finds out? That's pretty much how I feel about it. But that's really, like that's really good meaty material that you just been given for coming onto the scene like a few months ago, and you're pretty much you're right now right into it, and you're working with some of the great veterans on there, one of which is your on-screen father, Michael E. Knight. Working alongside of him, what's that like working with him?
It's awesome. Every day it's awesome. He keeps you on your toes, as an actor, which I really love. He loves to be in the moment and kind of just take off what you're giving him, and he'll throw his own, witticisms in there and his quips in there. And if he finds that you are someone who can kind of bounce back with him, he'll really go for it. So he's just like a lot of fun to work with, and really always in the moment, and takes his job so seriously, and is so good at it. He's just like a pro, such a pro, and really has taught me the ropes.
That's what I was about to ask you. Like, what exactly some of the things that he has taught you coming onto the show? Because this is your first soap role, is this not? Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He first of all, he's like memorized. You never see him with a script in his hand. He's like, he comes out into the show and he's like, it's down cold. But also he's kind of made it his own in his own way, and so that's really taught me that. Not to say that we purposely change what's written, but the ways that you can kind of make the dialogue really natural to you and really relatable to you. And he really taught me to be loose with that and to really just take everything off of the person in front of you, which is kind of like the basics of acting, But it's easy to forget those things when you're because soap operas work so fast, and you're taught, it's like you're moved here and moved there and blocked, and then shoot it and go. And so it's very easy to kind of just get caught up in that whirlwind and forget the real stuff, the human stuff that is the reason you watch it at all, I think. So. Right.
Yeah. Because. From what I know, I've never been on that set, but from what I understand, you just go in, you block, and basically fill the scene. That's it, because you don't have rehearsals anymore, and it's just like
40 scenes a day. So.
Yeah, I mean seriously, and you read like maybe 40, 50, 60 pages of dialogue that you have to memorize by the next day, and then you just got to come in, block, do the scene. That's it, next scene, and you're so caught up in that. Rush of euphoria that you have, it's just like you go in there and you're doing it and you're going like, oh my God, what did I just do? Was I supposed to act this? You don't have time to think about any of that stuff, none of that stuff, and That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That he's able to take your mind off of worrying about all that kind of stuff. And when you were coming in, when you first started playing the role, when you came into the show, what was your reaction like throughout the entire time? I mean, I'm sure nervousness hit you, and that pretty much was like, oh my God, what the hell did I just get myself into? Kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, you like. Once you find out you get a job, you get so excited and like work really hard on the script, and really try and like go through every moment and really do your acting homework, and then you get to the set and it's just like it's like you feel like you're in the middle of a beehive. Everyone's just like doing something all around you, and you're like directed in about 30 seconds to move here and there. And then you do the scene, and you're like, "What the hell did I just do? I have no idea at all." Like, and have no memory of what just happened. Like, like it's like you go into shock. But as you keep going, you start to be able to be more conscious about it, and obviously it gets less intimidating, and you just learn how to navigate your way through and stay in the moment and stay creative in the midst of all that, of all that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It's fun too. It keeps you on your toes. Now it's fun.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure of it. I probably would never do it, but I believe it. Just throwing it out there, folks. I'm just saying. But what would you like to? Where would you like to see the character of Damon go from this point? He's found his father. He's trying to have this wonderful relationship with Colby on the show, which, by the way, you absolutely have wonderful chemistry with Natalie. And
thanks, he's great.
And let me back up that statement. You have wonderful chemistry with everybody that you interact with. Let me correct that statement. I had to fix it. But from this point on, where would you like to see him go?
I think that he's always going to be kind of a bad boy. He'll always be getting in trouble, kind of the bad boy with a heart of gold, But there was they started to kind of put things in about that he's really good with working with kids. Like he had this troubled kid in the hospital who no one else could do anything with him, and Damon kind of like sat him down and was able to like play cards with him. And he's really good with like the babies. There's always babies on the show, And I actually think that could be. I was just thinking about how he could create a career out of that and maybe be, a child therapist or, a doctor with kids. I don't know, something in that regard. I would like to see that happen.
Okay. But
also, I hope he doesn't lose his edge. So those two things. Yeah.
Well, I think he should keep his edge, not lose his edge. Keep it, like, maybe at some point not use the edge so much, but never forget that it's there, and if it needs to pop out again, use it. And the other thing I was thinking about, what about his mom?
Yeah, Hillary. We keep getting very close to her, and then something happens, we don't get to see her. I would really love to see to meet her actually, because she was on the show back in the day. I can say that.
Yeah, back in the day before I was thought of. Yes, go on.
Yeah, I would love them to reunite somehow, because they have a lot of baggage there, and they both, I think, there's a lot of history there.
It'd be a huge dynamic for
really
everybody involved.
Drama. And then there would be, and Tad would have to deal with it too, because he got her pregnant when they were like, 19 or something. That's the storyline.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love that to happen.
I think there would be a huge dynamic if they brought Hillary back for Tad and yourself, and
and then Liza would get in the middle of it. It'd be a triangle and be like a quadrilateral. Yeah.
Yeah. That would just give her more. That would just give her more carte blanche for her to resent Damon some more
right.
once
Hillary
father. Comes back into it. Because now here's the mom and the dad, and here's Liza looking on the outside, and it's like, oh my God, how am I going to get rid of Damon? And now I have to get rid of his mom. Basically, that's just
man, that's a good idea. You should write that episode. Send it in.
I should write that.
Good.
I watched long enough to know what I'm talking about. I hope.